Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Now, just as we were about to go to air, you mentioned something that's happening next week, and I thought it's kind of exciting. Do you want to mention that on air?
Oh, yes, it's birthday week happening in June, and I always start celebrating a week early. My husband said to me, aren't we officially starting tomorrow? Even though it's next week, so there we go.
Oh, that's exciting. And I guess in one sense, it's kind of a good way to kick things off today because we're going to be talking about reframing winter. Now, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where often we head into the season with that feeling of, winter, really? How am I going to get through these 3 months? But actually, I loved what you said a couple of weeks ago, and that's why we're back talking about it, because it's kind of turning that frown upside down and taking charge of our feelings this season. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely, taking charge of our feelings, but also taking charge of our actions. We all have these great intentions and, I'm going to do this, but then we don't do anything. Or we might do it for a day or two or a week or two, but then we give up. So it's very important that you follow through with action.
So you actually put a list of areas that we can have goals in. And I actually did this. I was so inspired that I actually made some goals for each of the areas, and I thought maybe we could go through them. Starting, we won't labour on each of them, but it starts with the physical one.
Absolutely, taking care of our body. It's so easy, isn't it, to just become a couch potato over the winter. So decide that this winter you're not going to.
Excellent. What else have we got there?
Emotional. Practice gratitude. May that be something that is such a habit in your day, it just happens automatically.
Yeah, and this one I think is really important and often neglected, talking about the spiritual.
I know. Do whatever you can to be close to God. I've started reading the Bible.
Yeah,
there you
good.
go.
And I mean, whatever we can, right? Whether it's a few more minutes of prayer each day, maybe listening to some teaching programs or reading the Bible every day. Intellectual, what are we thinking there?
Well, what you could do is start doing anything that will stimulate your brain. So instead of watching trash at night, make yourself watch something that is really going to stimulate your brain.
Yeah. Actually, I've started, with my list of goals, I put that one, listen to some interesting podcasts while I go for my walk. So it's kind of tick on two fronts here, physical and intellectual.
Great idea.
Yeah. And lastly, you've just got general.
Make it a playful one, something playful that will increase that will increase your lifestyle. Something playful that will make your life better.
I mean, I just think that it's so understated, but that ability to find ways to laugh through the day, it's kind of important to our well-being, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, you came across a great quote, and I thought maybe we could pivot to there. What is the quote?
Well, the quote is all about not giving up, and here is the quote. I threw in the towel. God threw it back and said, wipe your face with this, because you're not done yet. You're almost there. So we all have this desire to bolt, to run when it's difficult, when something becomes too hard. And often we run just before we get to the finish line. This is where I'm going to invite you. When it starts getting tough, when, all these goals that you've created for yourself, when you want to give up on them, maybe you're giving up too soon. Maybe you're nearly there. I'm going to ask you to just drop it down a gear and really speed up towards the finish line.
I mean, there's something to be said of creating these goals during a time of year where often, for a lot of people, you start the season off saying, it's winter, I've just got to get through it. But actually, it's making the most out of these next 3 months, regardless of the weather and what's going on, right?
Well, also, we're wishing our life away, aren't we? Oh, I've just got to get through winter. Really change the tone of your voice, change the meaning about, yay, here's winter. It's going to feel cold and uncomfortable and yuck sometimes, but I'm going to practice turning it around. And, I said before, creating a new habit is easy, but sticking to it, that is tough. So really make winter your season. I think we talked about that last time. Make this your season, because if you do it this year, then you're going to do it next year as well, and you're just going to get that much better at winter.
That sounds like a great idea to me, Tanya. Let's talk about how to stick to some of these goals then, because, it is easy to give up. And for me, when the weather is not great, I don't want to go for my walk. I'm just going to say it. And so the walks get shortened and shortened and shortened until they become non-existent. So how do we stick to our goals?
How do you feel when you come back from a walk?
Pretty good. Just saying, I actually do.
Yeah, could we go up a bit more? Does it feel great?
Yeah, it can often feel really great, and also just feeling good that I achieved it.
So would you prefer to feel like that, or prefer to feel a bit glum for not going?
Yeah.
You want to attach yourself to that good feeling after you've been for your walk, after you've eaten a nourishing meal.
And
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, and then, I guess this applies to all of the different goals, all the different areas, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually.
Absolutely. How do you feel when you've just finished some prayer time? How do you feel when you've just written out your gratitude journal for the day? You feel great. So that is what I'm going to invite you to do. Focus on how you feel when you've done it. Now, you don't need to think about the whole of winter and having to do it every day for the whole of winter. Just think about today. How's it going to feel when you get to the end of the day, knowing that you've fed your body well, you've exercised your body, and you feel great after your exercise, you've said your prayers, you've written in your gratitude journal, and you've had a good belly laugh.
Yeah, those are all very good things indeed. And so I guess it's that making the most of each day and not getting overwhelmed by, the future, but just what's happening in the present, right?
Absolutely. And, when people think about winter, they think, oh, my God, it's going to be 3 or 4 long months. Try not to think that way. Just take it one precious day at a time.
I love it. Hey, Tanya, let's leave it there. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Always feel so inspired after speaking with you. Of course, if people want a daily dose of inspiration, maybe they could put this in their intellectual and spiritual. They can head to your YouTube. Is that the best place to go?
YouTube, and also I've got a lot of resources on my website that you can download or read. Lots of media and articles and all sorts of things there.
Okay, and what's the website address again?
It's tanyaunkovich.com.
Thanks again, Tanya.
You are welcome.